I just want to talk to you guys real quick today, have a just real quick and simple conversation with you guys. I'm going to do a couple things. I'm going to talk about why I got into this business. I'm going to talk about our process versus other processes. I'm going to talk about a little bit of outlook into the future about where we're going with our business and so forth. But why I got into this business, like Deanna mentioned, I was a mortgage valet, or actually, I was doing mortgages, and they started becoming very complex during a certain period of our time, about 10, 12, 14 years ago. And I just started, seeing like issues getting people approved and all these government changes and regulations. And so my previous business partner, he showed me a model. He goes, why don't you help people get vehicles? You get them exactly what they're looking for, and you can offer a different pricing structure and different options that you're going to find at your average everyday dealership. So a buddy of mine's little brother, I sold him a little freaking like $9,000 Honda Civic, and it was like white on tan, and it had to be a stick shift, and I saved him a couple $1,000s, and I thought to myself, I was like, well, that's pretty easy, and he's pretty happy. I was like, so if I'm going to go do something for long term, like the rest of my life or the next 10, 20 years or whatever my life, I'm like, I probably want to do something that the process is pretty simple and people are happy with it. So I'm going to talk about a little bit here in a second, our process and how it's easy and simple, and it's a little different, but that's why I got into it. Like Deanna mentioned on that, on my little bio or whatever you want to call that, I'm out to truly help people. Anybody can sell a car or a product, but is that product right for you? I tell people no all the time. I'm like, no, I won't. Not all the time, but there's not all the time, or I wouldn't be in business. But there's situations where, like, even my wife, she's like, no, I won't sell you this car. I'll bring up a recent example. She is a lady that does fiscal planning for you, shows you your budget and everything you got going on. Well, she refers as a client, and the client wants to go. She was recommended at $300 or $400 payment a month, and then she wants a $700 or $800 payment a month car, and we tell people no. So it's not just about finding a vehicle for you. It's actually fitting it to you and your life. And that's where I want to bring in a couple other things. Is the process we have is an easy 4-step process. Now, how many of you in here have been to a dealership, or probably had a friend at a dealership, or went to a dealership, how many people have had a bad experience or heard of a bad experience? I'm sure most of the people in the room. So this is going to be kind of familiar for you. But our 4-step process is simple. The first step is we get to know people. We want a long-term relationship. I'm sure you've gotten a process before where you got to the end and you're like, I never want to do business with that person or do this ever again. Our clients are repeat clients. They keep coming back and back and back and back. All we do is B&I, my wife and I. We're not out there. We will be in the new year. We're going to start doing some Facebooking and tweeting and all that great stuff. But I just love helping people's friends. And once I sell a car, I usually get 3 to 5 referrals in the next year from that person, just because it's an easy, simple process. So we get to know you, which is weird. A lot of people, when you step into, and this is where I'm comparing us to a traditional dealership, you're walking in the door and they're like, that weird feeling that might come over to you. They're always, and it happens sometimes at department stores, like, and you're in the jeans section or whatever, but they're always like, they're driven on that commission, so they're like sliding up next to you like, hey, how you doing? And you're like, dude, I'm just trying to look at this. And you're just trying to get an idea of what you want. So we don't have any of those high pressure sales techniques. After we get to know you, step number 2 is you just tell us what you're looking for. What we have to offer here is not brain surgery. You just tell us what you want, but that's a big thing, because a lot of people at the start of the process, they get confused. They're like, I don't know what I want. Like, some people want black, and then they want white, and then they want a totally different car. They go from like a Mercedes to a Ford to whatever. But we're able to hone people in, because people tend to like jump around and get excited about things, and we try to bring them into what do you really want and what's going to fit your lifestyle. Like my wife was saying, you have the minivan opportunity, or is there another opportunity when I have 2, 3, 5, 8 kids? And we've had people with 8 kids. They get these like 15 passenger vans for us. It's crazy. Like, I'm like, dude, you have 15 kids, not 15, but like 8 or 9. But we really fit what you're looking for to our experience. To contrast that, other examples, you go in there and they're trying to push you into what's going to make let me rewind that. They're trying to push you into what's going to get them the most profit. And they do that little game where they go in the back room and they're, out there like smoking cigarettes or eating Fritos or whatever they do back there, and they come back to you like, oh yeah, we came to a better offer. Well, the way I do business is I just tell you what my price is. You can go to cars.com, Craigslist, Auto Trader, whatever.com, and go check what we have to offer. You're not in a little cubicle trying to make a $15 or $50 or $100,000 decision. You have time to think about it and make a great decision, and that's what I think most people want in life, is to make great decisions. I may be wrong, but I'm probably not. So with that being said, after that, we procure the vehicle, we get it all ready for you. We go through the vehicle top to bottom. I'm kind of an anal person, so we go over little scratches. I tell you, hey, the tires are here, the brakes are here, and we make sure it's going to run for you for a long period of time, because that's another thing. People don't want to, be in the shop all the time. And I can even suggest cars that won't be in the shop all the time. There's some cars out there, I'm like, you better buy that warranty with that vehicle. We offer financing warranties and all that kind of stuff too. Step 4, we put it in your driveway. It's that simple. What I want to talk about in addition to that is there's some people that do what I do, and people call us brokers. Like, oh, you're a broker. We have a dealer's license, which is vastly different. A broker is a person putting two parties together. They don't have the proper licensing, so they have limited options. Those kind of people would take, hey, Deanna, you want a Honda? Oh, my buddy Joe works over at Honda, so I'm going to put you guys together. I'm going to get in the middle. I'm going to make some money, and then you're going to pay on a car that's a retail price anyhow. So you're really I'm going to make it simpler for you, but you're going to pay more than you probably should, and they might not have exactly what you want in the lot, but I'm going to try to make some money, so I'm going to put this deal together. And that's what they do. Keep trying to force these things together. With our process, you just tell us what you want, you get exactly that vehicle. But we don't like any of those kind of things because they're not advantageous to the customer. And then I've had a situation in the past few weeks because people are like, well, where do you get your cars at? We go to a lot of closed dealer sales and auctions all over the country. And I'm able to buy extra dealer inventory, previous rental vehicles if you like them. Everything from $10,000 cars to, we bought a $100,000 Range Rover a few weeks ago. We also help commercial companies like plumbing companies, AC companies. We help them get those hard to find vehicles. But I had a referral about 3.5 weeks ago, and the guy's like, oh, I have a guy that does what you do. And I was like, oh, well, why don't you tell me about it? And he goes, yeah, he goes down to the Phoenix auction and he kind of raises his hand like I would do, and he gets the vehicle for you. But you're looking at like a few thousand vehicles. I'm looking at hundreds of thousands of vehicles because I go across the country, because sometimes what you're looking for isn't around the corner. A buddy of mine bought a Suburban, black on black with the DVDs, and LTZ package, had to be 4-wheel drive because they like to go skiing. Like all these things that you do in life, whether you're having babies or go on vacations or all that stuff, or you want a little gas saver, a little Prius to roll around in. Like you got to think about these things, and a lot of people don't. So we help you do that. So that's how we're different. We're not raising our hand at some random place. We are like hunters, or if you don't like, the shooting of animals or anything like that, fishing. We throw out a line, we're bringing in that exact fish, that we're, hunting down that exact car. It's vastly, vastly, vastly different. And I'm looking at everything that you can look at, like I said, on Auto Trader and all that, and I'm matching or exceeding those prices, and you're getting the exact options and colors you want. So we're kind of like a used car factory. Those don't really exist, and that's why a lot of people buy new, because they're like, well, I can't get what I want. It doesn't have the colors. Well, when you search nationwide, you can. So that brings me real quickly to what I talk about. What I want to talk about is what I want to talk about in regards to the growth of our company. When I first when I first met my wife, I was selling like 4, 5, or 6 cars, but my expense is really low. I'm a bachelor, so I'm thinking I'm doing like really great things. And then over the past years, I've learned a lot more, but we're up to like 15 or 20 cars a month right now. We want to be steadily at 20 to 30 a month going out into the future. And for all you fellow BNI members, I know you have your goals and everything, but more importantly for visitors, that's why BNI is so crucial to our plan. My wife and I go in there, and that's why it's so important to talk to all these people and really grow and build relationships. BNI is different than handing your card out at like a convention or something like that. You got 400 people, and they're more worried about if they got like the proper amount of olives in their gin and tonic or their martini because it's happy hour, not like, hey, how can I truly help grow your business? So we are more than like, we love BNI. It's a great great business model. But that's something super important in the growth. And we don't just sell cars. In the next 60 days, I'm going to have a detailer on location. I have all these service providers, but they've been all over. I'm going to have a detailer on location and a mechanic. So if you guys need your vehicles fixed, serviced, questions about anything, you get that also. And another addition to that, one thing that you get using me is you get all my connections. I have people that, you have like a $500, $1,000 deductible, and you scuff your bumper. People are always calling me like, oh, where can I get this bumper painted, or where can I get some new tires or tint, or hey, my car's making this little noise. Then yeah, if you own a Mercedes, you can go pay $140 an hour to go get it looked at, or you can get just a quick inspection for $30, $40, have someone look at your car and truly, get out of there with some money left in your pocket. So that's what we do. You're not just buying a vehicle, you're buying a whole system. My 10 years of experience are probably a little bit over that now, and all the connections that I have, it's truly like a plethora, because if you had to go around and find all these people, it would probably take you the 5 or 10 years it took me. So bringing it all together, you get true wholesale pricing, you get exactly what you want. It's super freaking easy, and I have vendors that can help you out with everything else. So do I have any questions or anything? Because I know you guys got your mouths full of pizza and stuff like that, but does anybody have any questions or concerns or how you do it?